Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I am live here on a gorgeous, gorgeous Tuesday morning here in Los Angeles, California. Hope everybody is having an amazing day. I'm just going to slow down a bit and take my time to let everybody get involved. And really, my objective today with this live feed is just to sort of pop on and jump on here and answer any questions that you may have, because I know that there's a lot of things going on with the presidential election over. We now have President-elect Biden, and on January 20th, he will take over, and there will be some incredible changes coming for all areas of immigration. I did a video yesterday that I published about the top 10 changes that I expect from President-elect Biden. And now I thought I would follow that up by going live to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you so much, Aman Deep, coming in from Oakland. Love the Bay Area. And our friend Yolanda from UAE. Huge fan. So many friends and clients in the Middle East, so it's great to see people tuning in. And, you know, you can see I'm smiling, I'm happy, and I feel a great lightness in my mood these days. And it's because that we have some hope, and I have hope that things will change. And I'm, you know, and the news about the coronavirus vaccine helped too. Science has got this down, so it's exciting. 2021 is going to be amazing, and I just want to answer some of the questions that you may have. So first, we have our friend Watcher. That's a very curious name Watcher has. This person, she's on YouTube. What will be the fate of the recent wage rules for which are abnormally high for H-1B? That is going out the door. Biden is going to control Z that. It's going to be gone. There's also litigation going on right now, so I don't think that those ridiculously high prevailing wage rules for H-1B are going to be gone. That's good news for employers and H-1B people applying for H-1Bs. Victoria, my all-time favorite, has tuned in. How about my mandamus? She and I have been chatting in the middle of the night about her case, and I'm working on it. So that's good. Hamad Iqbal, how much we have to wait for the H-4 visas? Okay, this is a good question that our friend Hamad on YouTube asked. The proclamation bars the issuance of H-4 visas. That proclamation is in effect until December 30th of 2020. And Trump will be president on December 31st. I expect that he will extend that proclamation. Maybe not, but if he does extend it, President Biden, once he leaves inauguration, is going to immediately get rid of that. He's going to have a list of things on his desk to get rid of. And executive orders are going to change. He's going to remove the proclamations. So, but the point I want to make for my friend Hamad is that that doesn't mean that the visa will be issued on January 31st. The work that I do as a lawyer, I challenge delays, and I challenge consulates who are not doing their jobs and not issuing visas. So I think the people that are stuck with these administrative processing delays are still going to have some challenges. We have Callum Webb tuning in. Thank you so much, Callum. Never met him in person, but helped him out and with some questions that he had and some other things. So it's good to see you there. What other question? Oh, Aman Deep has a question. How long is the I-751 going to take in California after Biden? People in Texas are getting their I-751s approved in 6 months. I'm here waiting for 12 months with no update. Boy, the I-751 takes forever. It's so frustrating. Those applications, I tell my clients that they take 18 months. Now, I want to give you, Aman Deep, I want to give you a hack that you can use to get your I-751 processed a little faster. It doesn't work for everyone, but it might work for you. If your I-751 is pending for a very long time, you might be eligible for naturalization. So if you've had your green card, conditional green card for 3 years, and your I-751 is still pending, and you've been living with a U.S. citizen spouse, then you can file for naturalization, even though your I-751 isn't approved. And I think that'll be a quick way to get that approved, because then you get your naturalization approved and the I-751 gets unstuck. So who else are we going to get to? Betty, let's see your question. Thank you so much, Betty, for asking. What will happen with the Daca program? Great question. So Daca, Trump said when he was running for president, he said that Dreamers could rest easy. But now, when he got into office, he tried to end the program, and the Daca program is being litigated right now. But when Biden gets in office, he's going to extend the program and protect it. So the Daca program will be alive and well under President Biden. So that's good. We have Muhammad Abed. Thank you so much for tuning in on YouTube. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope this is helpful. This is his question. When approximate date for Biden to issue an executive order to stop Trump extreme vetting process? I think that's on his to-do list. Many of the immigration programs that Trump put into place came about through executive orders. And so Biden can very easily issue another executive order to undo the previous executive order. So I think it'll be very easy for him to pass that. Let's see what other questions that we have. Here we go. Amane Sana. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for tuning in. I hope you're having an amazing day. Let me answer your question. Do you know anything about the I-589 form? I-589 form is the form that's used to apply for asylum, by the way. I've been waiting for 5.5 years for an interview notice. Okay, this is a great question. I'm going to take my time with this one. So I've had tons of people contact me who've had delayed immigration cases, and the delayed immigration case is an application for asylum. Same problem as Amani. And my advice has always been hold off. Just wait a little bit, because I thought if Trump loses the election, we would have a new president that would be more favorable to asylum. And I think that's exactly what's happened. So you don't want your asylum application to be decided now. You don't want an interview now. You want your interview to be well after January 20th, when Biden becomes president. So I think Biden will put in new policies that will assist people with asylum applications. So I think that that you should take action. And if you've been waiting for that long, I specialize in delayed immigration cases, so I definitely hope you reach out to me. That's something I can definitely help you out with. I'm going to go back to Betty, our friend on Facebook. Another question: what is the status of people with TPS? Wow, right now, TPS status is one of the things that Donald Trump planned to end. TPS is temporary protective status. They have that for people from El Salvador, Honduras, Haiti, and many other countries. Donald Trump wanted to end it, and it's going to be protected under President Biden. So I expect the same answer, Betty, to your question that I'm going to give you for DACA is the same answer that I'm going to give you for TPS. TPS is here to stay and will be extended under Biden and protected, probably expanded. What other questions do we have here that would be good? Here's a good one. Facebook user. Thank you so much for tuning in. And it says, my aunt has applied for a F4 visa in 2005 for my father. We have the interview in December 2020. After the interview, our case went to 221G, where they asked for more papers regarding my father's date of birth. As the embassy is now closed, we are unable to submit the papers. My father has a valid tourist visa and wanted to travel to the U.S. next month. Would it be appropriate to travel under these circumstances? Okay, well, let me answer another question that you didn't ask. You asked whether he could travel as a visitor while his immigrant visa cases pending. And I think a better question is, what do we do to get his visa, to get his green card approved? Because your father is stuck, and he's been stuck for a long time. They filed that application more than 15 years ago, and it's still stuck. So what I would do in that situation is I would consider filing a mandamus lawsuit to challenge the delay. Let's get your father the green card that he deserves so he can come into the U.S. with an immigrant visa, and you and your family are going to be together. That's what I recommend that you do, and that's what I think the best course of action would be. And you know, the consulate is closed, but they still have a job to do. And when you file the lawsuit, they find a way. Right now, most consulates are only processing cases on an emergency basis. Well, if you file a mandamus lawsuit, suddenly your case is going to be an emergency. So that's what I would do to resolve the delay. As far as coming in as a visitor, that's a question that I get all the time from people. Can you come in as a visitor while your immigrant visa case is pending? It's a little dicey because in order to come in as a visitor, you have to go back to your home country. You have to convince the agents at the airport that you really plan to go back to your home country at the end of your stay. And that can be hard to do. So I think there are risks associated with it. I'm going to actually do a video on this coming up because I get this question so often from my clients. The problem is the processing times take so long, so people just want to come in and visit while things are pending. But I think definitely there's an opportunity to get that case approved, and you should reach out to me and consider doing the mandamus lawsuit because those are a perfect type of case to get this approved. Here we have Suresh Kumar. I'm a scientist in Boston, Massachusetts. We have an office in Boston, and I spent most of my life in Boston. Love Boston. We have tons of clients at the Harvard Medical School and postdocs, PIs. So we're with you all the way. Let me see what your question is. Do you think that the H-1B, EB-1, EB-2 green card cap for Indians will be reduced now? Wow, that's a real problem, as you know better than I do. If you're Indian, you're put in a certain category on the visa bulletin, and if your employer petitions for you, then you have to wait forever and ever and ever. If I were President Goldstein, I would give all Indian scientists green cards instantaneously, but they won't let me become president. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think that the structural problems, the cap on visa issuances based on countries that is harming so many Indians, I think that's here to stay because it's baked into the immigration laws. It's not something that Biden or any other president could address by executive order. You'd have to pass a new law. There was a new law pending that was, I think the value of it was very debatable. It would certainly help Indians who have preference petitions. Whether it would help other people or whether it would be a good systemic change was something that immigration lawyers debated on Twitter and elsewhere. But I don't, unfortunately, I don't see any big changes with this particular problem. But I thank you for your question. Let me see if I can go to some other new questions. Okay, Noor Zafar. Thank you so much, Noor, for your question. This is a good one. The I-730 is my favorite type of immigration case to work on. The I-730, I want to say this right now, I-730. That's my favorite type of immigration case. She said her I-730 is stuck with USCIS from June 2018, and now I contacted US, and they say it's stuck in a background check, and we will get a decision within 30 days, but it's already more than 200 days. Okay, Noor, I want you to contact me. I really, really want you to contact me because I know exactly how to help you. I know I have a solution for how to get these cases approved. The I-730 is my all-time favorite type of immigration case to work on. And if you contact me, I'm very confident that I can help you out. So please, I will actually, let me hang on just 1 second. I am going to put this up. So I'm going to put up a link here where you can book a free consultation with me, and I'm going to put it in the comments right here. It's particularly intended for people with delayed immigration cases. So if you see here, this is a link where you can book a free consultation with me. I especially want to talk to Noor or anyone else who has a delayed case or any kind of immigration case where you need help, but especially an N400. Sorry, an I-730. I-730, by the way, for people who don't know, the I-730 is a application where you have asylum or refugee status and you apply for your family. Here in a shorter form is the link where you can book this appointment with me. Let's see. Oops, that didn't work. Thank you for your question, Noor. Here's another question from Shaheen. Thank you so much, Shaheen. It says here, hi Josh, I applied for my N400 21 days ago and I haven't received this receipt notice yet. Is that normal? I don't know if it's normal, but I would give it a little more time if I were you. The mail is taking forever right now because I think the Republicans have tampered with the Postal Service in order to interfere with the election. I know it sounds ridiculous to say this, but I've noticed this with my practice. So I would give it another 30 days. And if you don't have the receipt notice after 2 months, check your bank account to see if they've cashed your check, or see if there's a way you can see if the USCIS cashed your check. Worst case scenario, you can refile it. So let's just see. We have Elias Rocha. Thank you for your question on YouTube. Can I get a green card through marriage if I've never had any other type of green card? I read this was a requirement. So there is no such requirement that in order to get a green card, you need to have already had a green card. If you already have a green card, then you wouldn't need to get a green card through marriage. So I think the assumption of your question is not accurate. Okay, funny videos on YouTube. I like funny videos, and I like your question too. What about Kenyan work permit? There's no work permit that is specific to Kenyans that I know of, but as a Kenyan national, you would be eligible through a work permit just the same as everyone else. So a lot of times people get work permits when they have an approved asylum application or an asylum application that's pending, or they have a green card application that's pending. They're eligible to get an interim asylum application while that's pending. So there's a lot of different ways to get work permits. Let's find some other good questions. Let's see, what else is on your mind? I'll try and find this. Let's see, Andy. Andy, thank you so much for your question. Thank you for watching. I hope this is helpful for everyone involved. Hang on and I'll answer your question in just a moment. It says here, my wife's documents are approved by the embassy. Yay, Andy, go ahead, get it. We wrote a letter to the embassy in Ecuador and they said all the documents are at the NVC. We wrote to the NVC and they stated that the embassy is not giving statements. Why? So the embassy is saying the case is at the NVC. The NVC has said that the case is already approved. So your case is just stuck. Why is this happening? I don't know why it's happening, but I can tell you what I would do to fix it. I file lawsuits. I sue the National Visa Center and I sue the embassies. And once I sue them, they will process your case and schedule an interview. If you're not ready to sue them or you don't want to sue them, or that's an option that you just don't want to consider, the only thing else you can do is keep contacting them, keep writing them letters and all that. But you really have to try to wait it out. And I just don't see things moving right now. I think President Biden will take office in late January, and then back into the spring and summer. It will take a while for them to move through the backlogs of cases. But I really am advocating that people consider filing lawsuits in order to resolve delays. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about bringing people together, because a guy like Andy deserves to be with his wife. He shouldn't be given the runaround by these agencies. The embassy is not giving dates. The National Visa Center is not moving cases along. He needs to be with his wife. And this is a hassle that he has to overcome. So get yourself unstuck. The lawsuit will solve your problem. And I'd be happy to chat with you for free about your case in more detail to see if I can help you out. Watcher says, I hope one day I will be, you meaning me, will be president, or at least the vice president like Kamala. I would like to be the president or vice president, but I don't think they're going to let me. I don't think that's happening. My main goal is not to be the president or even the vice president. My main goal is to help you. And I'm all about helping people get unstuck, overcome their hassles so they can be together with their families. So let's take some more questions. Here we have Cheryl Asong. Cheryl, thank you so much for your question. She says, what do you think my chances are for my husband's visa to be approved? We sent his application in September 30th. He's a Nigerian citizen. We're having a baby, and I really need my husband to be with me. First of all, congratulations on having and expecting a baby. I have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and it's the greatest joy of my life to be a father and a parent. And my heart goes out to you, and I think it's great. So because you're expecting a child, you need your husband to be here right now. You need him to be here soon. And you filed the application on September 30th. There is a ban right now, travel ban, that applies to Nigeria that Trump put into place. That travel ban is going to be gone on January 30th. So I don't think you should worry about the travel ban. There's no reason in the world why your husband, Cheryl, your husband can't get his visa. The process is going to take time, though. I think it will probably take more than 9 months to get this approved. If you filed it on September 30th of this year, then, I mean, what I usually tell clients, at least before Trump took office, I usually told them that cases like this, if you're a U.S. citizen, cases like this usually take about 14 months. Here's a good question. First of all, Cheryl, I wish you all the best. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. So our friend Victoria asked a great question. What's the difference between a background check and administrative processing? They are effectively the same thing. If the consulate or an immigration agency says that your case is undergoing a background check or well, actually, they're not the same thing. A background check is some sort of a check that the agencies do in order to get you approved. We don't know what they're checking, but anytime the delay is related to a background check, the lawsuits that I file are extremely effective at resolving that. So if they say, oh, you have a background check or a security check, or there's some kind of mysterious delay, then the lawsuit will work really well. So administrative processing, let me give you a definition of what that is. Administrative processing is a delay, but it's a particular delay. It's a delay that happens after a consular interview. So you go to the consulate to apply for a visa, but instead of getting a visa approved or even denied, the consulate just says, sorry, you know, you're going to have to wait. We're going to put you in administrative processing. And what actually they're doing in administrative processing is unclear. I personally don't think they're doing anything. I don't think they're checking a damn thing. I think they're just putting the case on the shelf and letting it sit there. And when we file the lawsuit to challenge the delay, then the consulates begin to process the cases. But I don't think that there's anything really going on. So a background check is a background check, and administrative processing is a delay that occurs after a consular interview. So I hope that answers your question. What other good questions do we have? There's so many good ones. Let me see what I can come up with. Okay, TK on YouTube. Great question. Are there any good changes? Are there any good changes to the diversity lottery program for 2022? Yeah, I'll give you a good change. Hang on one second. I'm not having a beer. This is iced tea. Yeah, there's a huge change to the diversity visa lottery program. First of all, Trump for 2021 program, he canceled the visa issuances for the diversity visa lottery because of the coronavirus, and there was litigation around that. Now, for 2022, Trump will no longer be the president. So we are going to have a functioning diversity visa lottery program. This is the law. This is part of our immigration laws. There's been no change to the immigration laws, and there will be a big change to our presidency. Sarah on YouTube, can you talk about 221G for the K1 visa? First of all, I have a video that I'm publishing either today or tomorrow. It's specifically on Biden's impact on the K1 visa processing. So you don't want to miss that. If you have a chance, I would be grateful if you subscribe to this channel, because I have a lot of information that I think will be helpful for you. Please, please, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube and you'll get the latest updates. I have a video. It's coming out immediately, right away, for Sarah. It's going to be great. But I'm going to be talking about the three big impacts that Biden will have on K1 visa processing. But let me say a few words about that now. The Trump administration has essentially stopped the issuance of K1 visas. They've basically made a decision, totally illegal, on their own, that they're not going to process K1 visas. So I think that the only resolution, if you're in 221G for K1 visa, is to file a lawsuit. I love filing the lawsuits because I just remember a time when I was engaged, my wife and I were engaged. We were so incredibly excited to get married and to start our lives together. And we didn't have, my wife's a U.S. citizen, so we didn't have to deal with 221G. So my heart really goes out to you, Sarah, if your spouse is stuck. And I know exactly how to help you with that. And I'd love to chat with you. I encourage you to book time to chat with me for free. And I can talk to you about what your options are, because I think I have some very, very good, I have a very good solution for you for that. Thank you for your question. Okay, Misha Habel, thank you for your question. I'm going to answer this one. You're coming back to me with the I-730. I love I-730. I love helping people get those approved. So I'm very happy to answer your question. She says, hi, Josh. My I-730 is also stuck with USCIS from 2018. First of all I-730s are stuck. They're all stuck. USCIS and the consulates never process the I-730 in an expeditious or reasonable way. So if you have an I-730 and it's stuck, everyone with an I-730 is stuck. But let's go back to your question. It's stuck from 2018. We requested USCIS to expedite my case because my brother died. Wow, I'm so sorry to hear about your brother, Misha. My heart goes out to you. My sincere condolences. We already got an expedited approval on March 13th, 2020. They said we will get notice within 30 days from the 13th of March, and we haven't received anything. We contacted USCIS several times, and they said our case is stuck at the ground, and it's already 245 days. Misha, please, please, please schedule a time to meet with me. I'll put a link in the comments. There is a link in the description where you can book an appointment with me for free. Message me on Facebook. You know, you can set up a call with me immediately for free through Zoom, or just call me on my phone. We can talk about it, because I can definitely get your I-730 processed in a reasonable and expeditious manner. You deserve to have your family with you. You deserve a decision on that I-730. They should not be making you wait, especially when you have humanitarian issues. And you know, this is your family. My whole motivation throughout my career is to help people bring their families together. And I see all these immigration hassles in your way. And my whole motivation for my work is to help people get unstuck and overcome these sorts of hassles and obstacles. So, Misha, I really hope you reach out to me so we can do that. Let's go to another question. I'm going to hit up Shaheen again. One more question. How long does the name change, would that add to the naturalization process? I don't think the name change adds any additional processing times. And it's a great way to change your name if that's what you want to do. So don't worry about that. Good luck to you. Let me know if I can help. All right. My throat's getting sore from all this talking. I hope these answers are helpful. I'm coming at you with good news. It's encouraging. It's exciting. Let's see what other questions I can answer. Really happy to hear from I-730 people because those are really, really important. Hi, we have Nuri, Mr. Josh. Thank you for your question, Nuri. It looks like you have a beautiful picture of yourself on top of a mountain with a beautiful view, and it looks great. Such a beautiful day here in Los Angeles. Crystal clear, air quality, sunshine. It's great. It says, how long to hear a decision from USCIS after filing mandamus? It depends on the case type, but if your case is delayed just at USCIS and not the consulate, it usually takes a few months to get a decision on cases like that. But I would say the estimate that I give to people right now is 2 to 6 months. So I've had cases that have gotten resolved in less than 2 months, and those are some of my best results. And then I've had cases that have taken 6 months or more, but most cases between 2 and 6 months. Good luck. Let me know if I can help you out, Nuri. Thanks. What other questions do you have? I'm looking for some good ones here. Looking for good questions. Let's see here. Zohab Sunny, thank you for your question on YouTube. Thank you for watching this live stream. I hope it's helpful for you. Just overall, I hope everyone finds this to be a positive message because I'm really optimistic about immigration right now, and I see all sorts of massive opportunities to get cases approved. And I've been fighting the Trump administration for the last 4 years, and it's been frustrating, and it's made me angry and bitter, and I've just been fighting them over and over. And now I feel like the weight of the world is lifted. But let me get to Zohab's question. It says here, sir, I received a 221G slip because of misrepresentation because I sent the requested documents. Can I receive the visa? The answer is maybe. And let me talk to you exactly about what you need to know. First of all, I don't really know what kind of case you have. It kind of depends on that. But if you are going for you're going to need a waiver of some sort, a waiver for misrepresentation. If you have a non-immigrant visa, like a student visa or even a visitor visa, or maybe some other type of non-immigrant visa, J1 visa, then you're going to need a waiver, and you can get a waiver through what's called 212D3 waiver. That's the waiver for non-immigrant visas. But if it's a marriage-based green card or some sort of immediate relative case or immigrant visa, then you're going to need a waiver for fraud, misrepresentation, and that waiver is an I-601. And in order to get that waiver, you'll have to have a U.S. citizen or permanent resident spouse or parent. You can't use your child as a qualifying relative, but you need to first have that qualifying relative. And then you need to show that if you're not allowed to come into the U.S. and you don't get your waiver approved, that your family member, your qualifying relative, would suffer extreme hardship. I know that's a lot of information, but the bottom line is there's a way to get a waiver for misrepresentation, and you need to consider whether you'll qualify for that. You should definitely reach out to me and see if we can get you sorted out. Okay? Thank you for your question, Zohab. Let's see here. What other questions? Farheed asked me to please answer him. Okay, Farheed, thank you for your question. When will the consular office open for routine work for K1 visas at the Mumbai, India? Please let me know. So I have tons of clients who have visas that are stuck at the consulate in Mumbai. Mumbai is not processing cases in an effective way right now. And when President Biden takes office on January 20th, I eventually hope that office and other consular offices begin a more normal functioning. But we do, in fact, have a pandemic. So I think it's going to be quite a while until the consulate in Mumbai is routinely working. But the solution to a delayed visa in Mumbai is to consider filing a writ of mandamus lawsuit. I definitely can help you with that. So if you're sick of waiting and you're frustrated, you should reach out to me and see if we can help you out. Okay. What other questions? X series. He is the F2A guy, I-130. Let me just see if I can go back and find your question. I-130, F1 student, F1 what? X series, I want to answer your question because it seems like it's important to you. Would you mind posting your question again, and I will do my best to find it and answer it. I know we have a lot of questions here. So I'm going to go to Olga Hassan. Ogle Hassan, forgive me if I said your name wrong. Thank you for our friend. Thank you, my friend, for watching, and thank you for your question. It's a good one. Can the consulate ask you to renew your medical exam after administrative processing is complete? The answer is yes. This happens quite frequently for me and my clients. The medical exam is good for a fixed period of time, and then it expires, and then you have to redo it. But that's a hassle, I know, and it's expensive, and it's hard to get an appointment and all these things, but it's for a good cause. Because think of it this way, Ogle, they would not ask you to redo your medical exam if they were going to deny your visa application. That's what I always tell my clients. If they wanted to deny you, they wouldn't have you redo the medical exam. So presumably, redoing the medical exam is what's going to lead to you getting the visa. So I think that's good news, and hopefully you get your visa soon. Let me know if I can help you out. Princess Roblock on YouTube, thank you so much for your question. She says, please, I'm filing the I-751 and I have all my documents and pictures, but I'm pregnant. Can I add my pregnancy record to my documents from the hospital because my delivery date is March 2021? So I have a video on my YouTube channel, and it's called How to Get Your I-751 Application Approved. An I-751 is an application where you have to prove that your marriage relationship is genuine. It's how you get your permanent green card. I encourage you to watch that that video that I made because I'm proud of it. I think it's a very good one, and it goes through and it comprehensively talks about all the issues with an I-751 and how to get it approved. But to answer your specific question, you should definitely include your pregnancy records. First of all, also congratulations on being pregnant. As I said earlier to one of our other friends on Cheryl who posted it, I have a couple little kids, and it's the joy of my life. I still feel like a new father, even though my oldest one is 5. I still feel like a new father. But yeah, you should include your pregnancy records because think about it this way: the fact that you're pregnant speaks to the nature of your marriage relationship, and it says something about marriage relationship. Hello, Josh. The answer to that question is yes, you can. Ask me anything. I don't know if I'll know the answer, but I'll try and answer it. I don't know the best recipe for gluten-free muffins. There's lots of things I don't know, but when it comes to certain immigration topics, I can definitely help you out. Hamza, thank you for your question. Hello, sir. Is there any chance for DV 2021 winners to get a visa at the interview in January? DV lottery potential has to be completed by before October 1st of 2020. And if you're not, then the visa expires. I think the only way that you're going to be able to get that green card through the DV 2021 is through litigation, through filing a lawsuit. And there's going to be plenty of litigation for this. And the same question for our friend Alexander on YouTube. What about the DV Lottery 2021? Again, I think you're going to have to file a lawsuit. There will certainly be lawsuits for this. Okay, X Series, our friend X Series. I wonder, my question for you, X Series, is it BMW X Series, or are you more of an Xbox guy, or is there some other X that I'm not familiar with? I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm going to get to your question. I was asking another guy. My question is, when will the California Service Center processing times ever improve? I've been waiting 18 months for approval of your I-130. I think one of the changes. This is a great question, and I'm glad I got to it. One of the changes that I expect from Biden is that I expect the processing times to go down. Now, Biden will become president on January 20th. I don't think that the processing times are going to go down like immediately. This is going to take time. They're going to have to rebuild a competent, functioning system. So it's not going to happen instantaneously, but it's going to happen soon. But the answer for all delayed cases is the same. I think you should file a writ of mandamus lawsuit, and that's something I would be happy to chat with you about to try to help you out. Okay. Thank you for your question, and I want to know what kind of X Series fan you are too. That would be my other question for you. Please post that in the comments. It's important for me to know. Michael, I'm going to get to your question now. Okay. I've applied for an I-130 in 2015, and my wife's a U.S. citizen. USCIS sent a NOID. A NOID is a notice of intent to deny. Notice of intent to deny, a NOID, means USCIS says, okay, we are going to deny you. And here are the reasons why we're going to deny you. You have a chance to respond and convince us not to deny you. It says here they sent USCIS sent a NOID in April this year. We replied back, and so far we've had no answer. How long can they put me on the blacklist? Well, you can be put on hold indefinitely, and the solution, I am an expert on delayed immigration cases, and if you want to talk to me about a solution for how to get a delayed immigration case approved, then schedule a time to meet with me. I'll meet with you for free. We can chat by Zoom or by phone, and I can help you out. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, on YouTube we're going to El Shahan El Kananan. Hope I said your name somewhat right. Says here, hey Josh, I applied for asylum and I've been waiting for an interview for about 6 years. What are the chances that I'll be called for an interview under the Biden administration? You have two choices when it comes to a delayed asylum application. One is you can keep waiting, and you've been waiting for 6 years. You might be waiting another 6 years. I don't know. I hope not. And the second thing that you can do is you can contact me, and I can help you out. I'm an expert on delayed immigration cases, and my mission is to help people get unstuck. Because if you get your asylum approved, then you can go on to become a permanent resident and a U.S. citizen. You can petition for your family members, and you can get some. You just can get some resolution to this now. So I'm a big fan of ending these ridiculous immigration delays. Reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you. Again, I'd meet you for free by phone or Zoom if you want to do that. And in the description below, you'll see a link where you can schedule a free meeting with me. Strategy session, we call it. All right. What other questions do you have? Hang on a minute. Let's just take a look here. So my question for you is this. I'm going to make some new videos to answer people's questions in a more in-depth way. And my question is this. What questions do you have for me? What would you like to see me make a video about? What would be interesting to you? What's on your mind? I will make a detailed video just for you, and I'll post it here. What types of REF people are getting 485 employment base? That comes from MD Hassan Masood. What types of requests for evidence are people getting for I-45 employment based? Really, there's a whole variety. Let's see here. Where do you find a link to schedule the meeting? I will put this now. for you here, my friend. I'm going to post, here is the link where you can find this. Let's see if this helps. Here we go. That's where you can book a free consultation with me, the strategy session. I want to hear from anyone with a delayed immigration case or anyone who needs help, but especially delayed immigration cases. Let's get you unstuck. Let's get you your green card, your visa, get your family here, your wife, your husband. Let's get rid of these delays. Let's challenge these delays. So I hope this is helpful for you. And I'm going to be going live more frequently, and I'll be coming back. But I really appreciate everybody tuning in. That's all the time I have right now. But keep your questions coming. Reach out to me. Put them in the comments below. I'll answer everything. And I'll see you in the next video.